Hi guys, in this video we are going to implement the roles, the show detail option. Previously we have implemented edit and delete. So let's go to embed the show option. Just copy this line and then paste over it. Just change the ID as a button show, and then let's change the route as users dot roles dot show, and then pass the ID. Of course, let's change the icon of the button as well. Oh sorry, let's change the color first. Let's make it green success, and for the icon let's make it EYE should be the fine. Just go here and then refresh it. There you go, we got the eye icon, but it is too close with the edit button, so I'll go there and then make it a bit space. Let's save it the file and then refresh again. There you go, it is working. It shows perfect. And then let's create another view over user roles, and then here let's copy one of the file that we already created, that is create.blade.php. that will make us easier to edit. So just copy it and then rename. Let's delete this section. Let's make it the name as show.blade.php. And then now we are going to change the header first and then the title as well. Let's make it as roles, and then details, roles details. Just copy this one and then paste it over here. Now we don't need the form over here, we are going to show the data, so we'll clean up this one as well. So to work on a roles controller, and just copy this one and then paste it over here, and it will give us all the roles detail. So let's refresh it and let's go to the roles here. The value should be displayed over there, so let's go to the show.blade.php and then change the value that is displaying over our text box. So it should be role, and then let's clean this one to make it as a required one. So role name, and it should be displayed over there. There you go. My first letter is not capital, so I'll make it as cap. You see first, which in PHP makes the first letter as capital. And let's add the disable function so that user will not be able to edit that name. So let's refresh it again, and there you go, it is disabled, and then with a capital letter. Here we have a permissions, all the permissions that are already working, but we don't need to display the checkbox, so we are going to remove the checkbox. Let's remove this one or make it as ID. Just display ID. Let's remove the space. Now we don't need this functionality because we already removed the check all functionality. Now here we are going to pass the ID, same as we did on our edit. So let's go here, let's copy this section, and let's go back to our show and let's paste it over here. Now let's make it as ID, this one, and let's clean up this core, which will make easier for the sorting as well. And let's refresh it. There you go, it is working now. Now we don't need this form as well. Let's clean up. let's go on the top and then let's clean up the form as well, just that way. And let's clean up this one as well, we don't need it. And the form closing, let's format it, and it's good to go. Our show option is done and ready. Let's clean up this one as well, make it true, so that a user can filter which permission there is. There you go, search function. And I noticed that our spelling is mistake over here, so it should be assign permission. Let's go back to our create as well and then fix the spelling error, assign ASSIGN, and it should be on edit section as well. That's it. Let's save all the files and let's refresh it again. Assign permission, all the permissions are there, and you can source it over here. Let's say dashboard. There you go. Now we have completed our roles and permissions. Now we are going to work on our user sections. So we're gonna add user, and then we're gonna assign that user the roles that we created. Before that, Gogan has commented about index permission page where the actions are not visible. So let's fix this issue going on a permission controller and get permission function, where on the raw columns we just need to add action, and by saving it, it should give us the buttons. There you go. Hope that helps. We can add the roles as an operator, let's say, and we can choose the permissions. Let's make it a bit more, which are default, just to show you. And let's save it. Yep, our role is added successfully, which has 9 permission. So if you check here, let's click on view and see if there is a 9 permission. I think there are a lot of permission. Let's fix this issue by gonna roles.show, where we are calling the function. Let's fix this one by calling to roles and index, where we are passing just the role ID. Yeah, that should do the job. Let's go to our roles controller, and here on our show function we are going to return different data. So just pass here request and request variable comma role. So inside the function we are going to check if the request is from Ajax. Then we are returning different function over here. So return this get roles permission, and here we are passing the role. So creating a new function, just copy this one and go to end of the file. Before one curly brace close, just create a function over here, same name, and just cast the value that is passed from the other function. And here we are going to return the data table. So to do so, we are going to need the permission. So permission is called to roles associated permission, which is get permission, and return here data table. Say off. Here we are going to pass the permission and make it true. That should do the job. Let's save it and let's refresh our page again. No, it is not showing the data, it is showing the rules. So we are doing something wrong on calling functions. Let's go to the show.blade maybe. Yes, here I think it's my mistake. Here we should call show instead of index, and let's save it. It should fix that issue. There you go. It has only 9 permission. Now we are going to work on a user section. Let's clean up this one. Let's close it all and let's add a view over here, say on the root of the user folder. Let's add it over here, index.blade.php, and after that we can copy from one of these permission. Let's copy this one and then paste it over here, and let's change the title, say users, and header also users. After that we are going to work on the forms and everything related with the users and the tables as well, and we are going to change the route and everything. And let's add the controller, say PHP artisan make controller users controller, that's R, and then it will generate one controller for the user section. Now working on a user controller, just import the user model and then the roles as well. We need it from this Spatie. Let's import data table as well with S. Yep, don't forget that one. Let's sort it out and use the carbon. Let's redirect our index function over the view to the view. So return should be a view function over users.index. To connect with this function, we need to assign to the route. So let's go to the route and wave.file where we need to import the controller, say user controller. That's it. And here go to the top of that function, and here let's add the route resource for the user controller. Say users, comma, user controller. Dot class and into with the semicolon. That should do the job. Let's refresh it again. We don't want to do inside it because it will create a problem on our sidebar. So let's try this one first. Just check the route list where we have users should create and everything is good. Now let's add to the sidebar as well. So go to the AdminLTE inside the config folder and our menu bar. Here we just want to add the users as a route, let's say users, and let's do the index and let's create the active variable as well, say array with the users. Asterisk should do the job, or users only. Let's leave it like this one, and we'll change according to the requirement later. Let's refresh it, and let's go to the users. Not here. Something is wrong. Okay, it's not working. It may be problem with the route. Let's clear the route. Config case, and let's clear the route as well. Let's refresh it again if that works. No, it is not working. So what could be the problem? After doing a bit research, there is a bit problem with our users coming before the user permission, user roles, and doing this solve the issue, I guess. Let's check it. Yep, there you go. Okay, I'll try to find out the reason. Now we have completed our roles and permission. We are going to edit those things that we copied. Now let's clear up. We need a we need a storage, one form for user addition. So we need the name of user. So let it be this now, and let's copy the inside content for the next field. So change here, say the email, and here we are going to change the name email, and here as well. So let's do it together. Let's fix this thing, and let's make another field by copying this one. So just copy, and then let's change it here. So we're gonna ask it for the password. Let's change it all together, password, and we don't gonna make it require. If it is empty, we're gonna generate the default password. So let's say password, and enter users new password, and let's change it here as well, that I forgot. Enter users email, and over here enter full name. Now let's make a new field over here. Say just copy the top one as a label, and then just assign it for roles, and make it the name for the label as a roles as well, where we're gonna display as the drop down box. To do so, let's go to here, and then we need all the roles available on our system. Okay, now pass it role from here, say with, and here just make it array and say roles, and on the roles we are going to pass roles with get. That's it, and the data should be displayed over here on our form, on our view. Here we are going to implement select2 functionality of the bootstrap. So just going on the documentation, we can find the command to install the select2. Here on the list we should have a select2 somewhere in the list. Yeah, there you go. Now we just need the command thing. Just copy this one, the first part, and let's paste it over here, and let's go back again, and let's not make mistake on the spelling. Just copy this one and paste at the end, and entering that command should install the plugin for the select2, and after that we can just enable it same as the way we enable for the data tables. So just want to remind you, yeah, this is the plugin. Just go to the bottom of the page. Here just duplicate this one, and here we are going to say select to as true. If you want to look the URL which are loaded when it is true with the select to, you can look on the AdminLTE. So yep, that will give the functionality as select to. Just let's not make it a spelling error. Yep, and you are ready to use this function over our form. Here we are going to need, so select, and here let's provide the class as a form control select to, and here multiple, let's make it true for the multiple choose as well, so multiple, and do the ID as well, so select to, and here we close the select to, and we do the option, which do show the option over here that we pass from the controller. Say let's do data placeholder as a select roles. You can choose multiple one. You might see the form over here. Yep, our select to is not implemented correctly, so we are going to implement the functionality over, say here just make it name roles and then array. Don't forget to make it array, and here we are going to need the for loop. Here let's make it roles that we pass from the controller, and single role. Here inside it we are going to make the options, say option, we need the value, and here we are going to display the value from the database, or just ID should be fine. Yep, and let's close this by the actual name of the role, so role as name should be fine. This should do the job. Let's check it by refreshing it. Don't forget to save. Yeah, there we go, we got our roles, but it is not actually in the select to format. Let's make the UC first. And to make select to work, we need another thing here, say one JavaScript command, so function, and here inside it just need to make it enable the, say ID select to dot select to, and that should do the job. Let's refresh it. There we go, and you can choose multiple one. Now we need to save these users and the roles as well. Let's go to the users controller and store function over here. Let's check the values if we are getting all, so request all written, and let's refresh it, and let's send the file. Okay, should be okay, and password should be okay. All right, let's see, make it as operator and manager both, and there we go, we got the roles and name, email, and password. So going back to our function, we don't need the guard over here, or if you need it, we can assign the guard as well. Okay, on the top of it, we just need to validate the data, so this dot validate request, and here we are going to assign the rules. So say, name is required, and say email is also required, and email should be RFC format, which you can copy from the documentation, and it should also be unique with the table users. So email column, and after that we just need to, if the row request has roles, because roles is not required or it is optional, so we need to have the condition over here if user has choose that one or not. So if it is empty or if it has roles, it will be different condition. So if it has roles, then we just need over here, let's make it user, and here over here user, say create, and we are going to do all create, and if it is passed, then we are going to sync the role as well with the request, say roles. That should do the job. And let's copy this one and then paste it over on our else section. Here we don't need roles because it's gonna be empty, right? And after that we were going to display the message. So if it is a user success, then we need the message we can copy from our roles. Let's copy entire section, let's paste it over here and change the if condition, say user, and let's change the message as well, say user, new user created successfully, and here error on creating new user. That should do the job. Let's create one, let's make it operator, let's save it, and there is error. Do you mean app model users? First, let's go back, and we need user model. It should assign here has role. Let's do it again. This email we already use, so let's make it 2, and let's choose any password without roles. It should save it. Yes, it is saved, but it is redirecting the role space. Okay, there is something wrong on our success, so let's edit this one to redirect to the user index, and let's save it, refresh it, let's try again. Role hasn't been created, sorry, user and permission are okay. So here let's try it, Krishna, let's make it 5, let's choose the operator, save it, and it has undefined variable roles. So while redirecting it has a bit issue. So to solve this issue, we need to redirect to the index function or we need to provide the roles. So let's try by redirecting to that function. Let's change this function, say redirect, and here say colon to go users.index. This should do the job. Let's refresh it, go back, and here let's create the user. Let's choose any default password, let's choose the roles, and it should do the job. Users.index, it is not redirecting. I think we should do just the user. Let's test it again. Let's make a new user 9. There you go, we created the user. Now we need to display on the list, so let's work on that one. On our table format, we just need name, and over here add email, and let's duplicate this field and need, say, date, and roles, let's say permissions. Let's try to display the count as well. And here we don't need actually, yeah, that's all. And here let's change this field as well, say email, and it should be same. So let's try to do together email, and let's duplicate it here, say date, let's duplicate it, and let's say here, say roles, let's duplicate it and say here permissions. Now here just we gonna redirect, get the data from users.index. So going to the index function, we are going to pass the request and check the request if it is coming from the ajax one. So request, say variable request, and inside the function we are going to check if the request is ajax. Let's create a new function over here, this, and get users. So going to the bottom of the page and creating a new function, just don't forget here written, and over here we just need to make a new function, say private function get user, and over here we are going to return the data table. So let's go to the roles controller, let's copy this section because we're gonna need most of the thing. From here let's do users, here let's make it new query user and colon with, let's get the data about the roles as well, and let's get where, let's get all data first. Let's remove this section, passing the data over here, name should be name, and we didn't need the name column, but yeah, let's leave it, and users count we don't need it, so make it date. Here we are going to pass the register date, so create it at, let's wrap it with the carbon, parse should be format, and let's make it the y his should be fine, and a will give the am or pm. After that we're gonna need here permissions, let's remove this one, and let's return is as empty. Let's clone this one and let's make it as roles, let's pass empty here as well and make it the columns as raw columns. here let's pass all the column name, date, permissions, and roles. Also action. Let's save it. Let's refresh this one. And here we're gonna need, yep, we just saw the data. Now let's display the roles and permissions. So let's go back to the controller here. Let's pass the row roles and let's save it and see what data we got inside it. So we are getting all the roles associated with that user. Now we just need to change this to name. So let's do role name. Let's save it and let's refresh it. There is something wrong with the roles, so let's see if we get actual data on that one or not. To check that one, just go to here on our index. Let's return that query and let's refresh it. And here we have a user and we have a role, but role can be multiple, so that's why it is issue. To fix that one, let's delete this one. Let's go back and here we need for each, so let's define one value empty and here let's make it for loop. If it has roles, let's check it. If it is not null, then we're gonna perform, let's return role over here, and from here we are going to make it for each. So row roles as a next, and inside let's make it role, and over here let's pass role as a concatenation with the class and HTML file. So badge dash primary, and over here we are going to concat the role you see first. Let's do that one as well, and here we are just going to pass role dash name. That should be fine. Let's save it. Let's refresh the page again, and here we should have our data operator, and it is not displaying. Maybe something wrong over here. Say role, it is concatenating. It is displaying only one data. Let's fix this issue as well. Let's go to the control again, and here I think it is because of the role that we defined on for loop. So let's change that one to the different name. Say here let's change it to the next, and here let's do next name, and let's save it. Let's refresh again, and boom, there you go. You got all the roles that are associated with the user. Now for permission we can display the count, but let's not display for now. Let's remove it from our code as well as from the view. Let's don't forget to save. Let's delete this one and delete here as well. Let's save it again. Let's see. Yeah, it looks clear, but it is to attach. Let's go over here. Let's make it a bit space, and it should do the job. There we go. It's good. Now we are going to perform the action functionality. Here, to do so, we are going to change the delete functionality. So let's do user destroy, and over here just pass the response. And here on the destroy, we gonna need, let's copy this one and let's paste it over on our user controller destroy. Here we need user, and say user. Over here, if it is request is as X and user is deleted, then say message as a user deleted successfully. It should be easier. Let's click on delete. There we go, the data is pop up and it should, yep, and data table is refreshed as well, deleted. Let's delete another data as well. Yep, cool. Now on the edit functionality, now for other action function, let's close all, let's clean all, save it. Our action is refreshing, so let's disable that one first. We don't want to display sorting functionality over there, so let's go to our users roles and index. Here let's see what we are doing. Just copy this one and let's paste it over here. And it should make a text center. That should be alright. And let's save it, refresh it, and let's go to the user section. Yeah, and it is disabled now. Similarly, you can implement the disable function on other table as well. Now here we are going to perform the edit function. Let's do return over here when user clicks the edit button. So do refresh and let's click on edit section. Say just redirect this one to users.show, users.edit, and let's refresh again. Let's click on edit, and there you go. On the edit path, we have a detail. Now it's on us what to do with that edit data. So let's do return a view, and here let's say users.edit, and here just pass the user data that we got from that click. Say user and pass that user data over here. We gonna need another detail as well, user role, user array roles, bulk name to array conversion. And another thing we need is the one roles only. So let's do roles over here and pass all the available role on our system. That's it. On our view, we're gonna need another blade file. Just copy that one, paste it over here, and then just change the name as edit.blade.php, and over here we are going to change the title as update user, and here let's say same thing, update users, and here we are going to display all the data, click data, and we don't need the table, so I'm gonna delete the table, data table here, and after that I don't need this one as well, so we're gonna delete this one, and over from here to here delete it, and we don't need the plugin activate as well. That is clean and clear. Here we just need to make sure it will redirect to the update, so update, and we also need to pass the ID, user ID, which we want to update the data, and here we need method say patch. Here just change the title, say update user, and here we gonna display the name from our user, so should be user arrow name. Let's check it by saving the file and then refreshing it. We are expecting something over here. I think I forgot the colon. Yep. And let's refresh it again by saving it, and there you go, another error that we got it undefined variable user, so there must be issue while passing it. We are passing as a user, so let's fix this one as well, and there you go, we got the full name. Now we need to get all the data as per our database, so here just replace this one with the $user dash arrow email. There should be fine, and here we gonna do the same, say user dash password. Basically you can do anything over here, you just don't want to delete the user password or don't allow user admin to edit the password, then you can do as per your own requirement. Over here we just gonna see if that is on an index selected or not for that user. So user ID what in array, so our roles, role name, comma the user roles. If the role is on a user role, then it is considered as true, selected, else you can leave it empty. So let's save it and refresh the page if there is the selected roles or not. There is something issue again. I think we missed something over here, say colon close brace. Now it looks good. Let's make it as here empty as well, because of the first condition. So now it should do the job. It's like nested if. Now you see, yep, our selection is not available when we are pressing on edit, so we need to work on our sidebar panel as well. See, it is not available or visible over here on our edit section. Yep. To fix that one, we just need to go over our config file And here on our menu we need to make the user say comma users slash asterisk should do the job. Let's refresh it. Now you should be showing that yeah, it is selected. Now if you want to update this, then it should update the data as well, but we haven't written that function, so let's go over here and on our update functionality, yes, we can validate the data, say validate request, and over here we are going to paste the rules, assign the rules. So name is required, our email is also required, same function as this one, so just copy this one and that's all. For the update we gonna need ID over here, so we need to include our user ID. Or just the ID should be fine. So let's make it user and here user, and then we're gonna concatenate as user ID, so it will not check on that function, that email only, colon, and over here we need to store the data and check the same thing we did with a hash role. Else then without roles, same thing as we did on a create user. Let's update the user with the user all, and if that is done we just need to sync the user roles. As per the roles that is coming on request roles. That's it. Now let's copy the same thing over here if the user don't have a role, and let's copy this one over here and then paste it over here, saying that let's say new user or user updated successfully, and error in updating user update. That should do the job. Let's save it. There you go. It used to have two roles, now it has only one role. Let's delete this one and save it. It is updated again. Let's edit again. Let's delete this one. Let's save it again. It is not checking the role. Let's check if the name is changed or not. Yes, name is changed, but the roles is not changed, so we are doing something wrong over here. Let's check if the roles is correct. here on our controller, just change it here, say input, and get the roles. Let's try it again. Let's try this way and check if users has all the data. Let's edit it again. Let's delete the roles and let's save it. Yes, it don't have roles, so it should be alright. Now let's refresh it. Now save it again and then try again saving the role. It should save it. No, it's not working. Edit it again. Save it. Not working. We must be doing something wrong over here. Let's return over here if it don't have has role. I think we need this one over here as well because it need to be synced. Okay, yep. Let's refresh it again and let's try to edit one of the role here. Let's assign the role, save it. Yes, it is assigning. Now let's try to delete that manager and save it. Yes, it is working now. We missed that function over here. We don't need this section then. Let's do the final test. Delete it, save it again, and it should do the job. Cool. Save it. It's work. Yep. For user details, so we can do that one separately, or creating that new profile for the user as AdminLTE provided. For now, I'm going to disable that one. So let me go to the user's controller. In here, I'm going to delete this section. So let's refresh it, and it's clean and clear. So we have these users and we have these roles. Now we are going to check the permission for each user to accessing this page. To do so, we're gonna need let's clear this section and let's create one middleware, say PHP artisan middleware, and here permission middleware. Inside the middleware folder, we have that file just we created over here. So on our middleware file, we're gonna import the require unauthorized exception from the Spatie itself. And inside the handle function, we are going to have a two variable called permission is equal to null for the first time, and guard is equal to null as well. And inside the handle function, we are going to check if the user is logged in or not. So auth guard coming from app, auth, and then arrow guard, and just pass the guard that is coming from the handle function. And here we check if auth guard is guessed or not. If it is guessed, we are going to throw the exception, say unauthorized user not logged in. And after this condition, we are going to test another condition as well. that is for if it is not null, the permission. Then inside if condition, we are going to have a permissions is equal to is array. Then we are just going to pass the array permission. Otherwise, we are going to explore the permission. Explode and then provide the permission with out s. Now after this condition, we are going to check if the permission is null. If it is not, if it is null, then we are going to get the permission over here from permission is equal to request route and then get name. Here we are going to pass permissions with s is equal to array of the permission. So just to pass the permission and wrap with the array. That's it. And after all the conditions are satisfied, we are going to loop our permission and check if each permission has a user permission or not to visit that page. So inside the for loop, we are going to check if auth card user can have that permission. Then the user can go to the next page or next request. Or otherwise, we're gonna remove this. We're gonna throw the exception, or you can redirect anywhere that we user. So I'm gonna throw the exception here. Say for permission, it will throw that user don't have a permission. After this, our middleware is done. Now we need to assign this to a kernel. So let's go to the kernel file. Here we are going to import our middlewares. So role, that is coming from the Spatie role. So role middleware, that should be coming from the Spatie. So just import on the top, and here don't forget to import on the top. So it should be coming from the Spatie, then class. And next one is our permission. So here just permission is equal to permission middleware that we just created. Then you can provide the class. And the last one is role or permission, that is directly coming from the Spatie as well. So role permission class. If it is not coming, then just don't forget to import on the top. That's it. Now the remaining task is to assign on the route. So just go on the route. Here, whatever the route you create, the new one, just provide the permission over group. So here, route group array. Inside the array, we are going to provide the middleware. Say our permission. First of all, auth, of course, and then permission. And inside it, we are going to have all our routes. just copy this one and paste it over inside. That's it. Let's save this file and go back to the browser. Let's refresh this page and let's log in with our detail. It's not working. Let's log in with the user that we created previously. It's not working. Let's check our table. I think we did forget one condition over user creation. So let's go back to our user model, and below the file, before the ending curly brace, we forget about the password conversion. So let's fix this issue. Say public function set password, and here we pass one value. With this attribute, we decrypt, we encrypt the password, and from wherever we create the user, now we can use the password. Let's add another seeders as well so that we can complete this step. Just php artisan seeder create super user, and let's go to our database seeders and the newly created file where we are going to create a new user. Say user create, and here we are going to pass name. Just pass as a super user, email, just pass as a super user at gmail.com for now, and then password is equal to, let's do create password dot one, and after that step we are going to sync the role. So role we're gonna create it first. So create role as a super user, name as a super user. Now the next step is to assign the permission. So let's create permission variable. Here we are going to pass permission block ID, then all permission will be assigned when the super user is created. So role sync permission. Here we are going to pass the permission. That's it. Now let's assign that role to the user that we just created. That's it. So permissions should be permissions with S. Let's call that file on our DB seeder. So this call inside the array, we are going to call super user seeder, should be create super user seeder and class. That's it. If it is not import, just import on the top. Use, create super user seeder. Okay, let's run the seeders now. Before that, let's freshly migrate our database. So PHP artisan migrate fresh, which will drop all our table and migrate the new table. After this is completed, now we are going to run our command which will generate the entire route. So PHP artisan permission generate. Now after this we are going to run our seeders which will run our database. So let's check the seeders is generated or not. So going to the permission. Yep, here we have all the routes name as a permission. Now we are going to run the seeders. PHP artisan db seed. Doing this, it will create our super user with the synced permission. So every permission will be synced for the super user. Now we can use the same username and password. So our email and password. So superuser@gmail.com and then password. And then boom, we got our account. We already got the users. Now we can create new roles as well. Let's do it. So let's say manager as a new role, and here we are going to, the default is the dashboard, so we are going to check any number of for the just for to show. Let's do this. We don't need to do this one, but yeah, we can ignore it later on, which are the default. So let's see user permission index. Let's do user index available but not the permission, so let's save it. And here after this we can assign this user is 0. Now we can assign to the user. So let's create one user, say manager@gmail.com. Nah, here it should be manager, here it should be manager@gmail.com, and the password should be anything, and role we are going to choose the manager role. Save it. Now our user is created as well. After this, let's log out and then log in with the manager detail. So log in, manager@gmail.com, and the password that I entered. Just logging in, and there we go. We got all the login as well as a manager. Now we have all the sidebars. So remember, if you remember, we can have access to the users, but we don't have access to others. So user roles, it will, yeah, user don't have a right permission even with the permissions as well. Later on the video we are going to use roles for the sidebars filter as well. So let's create another user, say general@gmail.com with from the manager account. So let's save it. So user don't have a permission. Later on we can hide or show form based on the rules and the permission. We are going to do that one later on. Also on the next video we are going to learn about the sidebar filter, and we are going to use the permission on the view or blade. Thank you and see you on the next video.